So one of the trends that I've been seeing is that Super Cs are starting to get more popular, and I get it, right? It's on a diesel chassis. It can tow an absolute ton. They're torque monsters, great for climbing grades. Well, this next one here I have that I want to show you, I think is one that you're going to like, and this is the Entegra Coach Accolade 37K. Sorry for the sun, by the way. It is morning here. It's nice and bright right in my face, but this beauty right here has a lot going on for it, right? So as you can tell, full body paint on here. We'll get more into the exterior in a bit. I do want to just show you the floor plan inside because I think that is, first and foremost, the floor plan has to work for you. And then we will get to the outside, just so you know, this one is built on the Freightliner S2RV chassis, which is built specifically for the RV industry. And I'll get into that a little bit more, like I said, when we come outside. But first off, let's take a look at the interior, because the 37K is a good floor plan. It's a bath and a half layout. I personally really like the way it is laid out. You have the kitchen on your campsite. You have this big super slide over here. It just flat out works. So we're gonna kind of start on the off camp side and just kind of show you what we got going on. Storage, right? Nothing too crazy there. Same thing right down below. And then on the other side is going to be our dinette. Now this dinette is legless. So if we drop down, you can see that there aren't any legs here. That's gonna be good, so 4 people can comfortably sit there. You have an outlet. This does drop down into a bed as well. You basically lift up on this table and then you can drop it down, put the cushions right on top. You have cup holders here, which is important for anyone riding, so that way you're not spilling as you're going down the road. And probably more important than that are going to be your safety, or your child seat safety tethers. So you kind of like you would have in your car, you can see they marked them. So that way you know exactly where you can mount them at, because there's gonna be mounts here in the back. And then the top strap will connect right here. So that allows you to comfortably take a car seat, which is huge when we're talking about RVs. It's something that a lot of manufacturers, in my opinion, just miss out on. It's something that they don't think about. And I know I've taken my kiddos in an RV before, and that is a huge feature to have. It can be kind of scary otherwise, in my opinion. It's just not a great spot to put a car seat. Not like you want to put them up front. And then over to this side here, these are going to actually be theater seats. It looks like a sofa, but this is actually 3 theater seats, which is pretty cool. So it kind of made it into a sofa, but even this center one here is powered. It has a control. I don't know if I can get that on camera. Right over to this side there is the power control for that one. So you can just touch of a button, be able to lift these up. And then of course the side ones are as well. Cup holders there, as you can see. And then right above that, we have some windows. The windows in this coach are great. You have these are the most expensive windows in the industry right now, at least that is my understanding. They are square, they are frameless, and they have these built-in reflective shades. So you can see this has day and night right here, but then this just goes down just like so. Then the other side, you're going to have a screen. And then if you want, you can, well, it's tough to do one-handed, there we go. You can completely separate it out just like so. Now, if we take a look right up top, there is going to be an electrical outlet right there. You have one on the other side as well. You have storage all along the top here. It is very well lit, including wall sconces as well as the puck lights right up top there. Plus with the white cabinetry, it just makes it feel really bright and open. We'll get to the kitchen in just a moment, but let's talk a little bit about up front here first. I'll talk about the cab over and then we'll drop down. So one of the things I really like about this, and this is very common in Super Cs, you have the big window right up front. Yes, that is motorized, so you can touch this guy here, and then you can see that drop right down for the shade. Very convenient, but that's, if you've never slept up there, I do recommend doing it sometime. You can kind of see up at the stars. It's actually a really cool view. Probably for a cab over, Super C is gonna be one of the best. You'll also see that it has the safety screen here. So the way this basically works is it takes this end, it's gonna go right there, and then it has basically seat belts that are gonna clip right up into here. So that way this whole thing is essentially going to be a big wall, so that way you don't roll out and get hurt. Now as we drop down, take a look at the cab itself. As I mentioned, this one is on the Freightliner chassis. And part of the S2RV is that it does have air brakes, which is really nice. So you are getting air brakes on here. You can see it has a digital display right there in the center. Power mirrors over to the side here. Nothing crazy on the steering wheel. Some basic controls, some Bluetooth controls there as well. We have some of our lights here in the center, as well as a fast idle option. You have our auto level over to the side, and then the touchscreen display right here in the center. Now, this touchscreen display is going to be Sirius XM ready if you still rock Sirius. It is also Apple CarPlay as well as Android Auto capable. So basically, no matter what you're using, you know, like in your normal car, you can use it in here as well, which is pretty great. And then, you know, because it is a Super C, these seats aren't going to swivel, right? But they are quite comfortable. I mean, you know, you're going to spend some time in here, I would imagine, and these seats are nice and comfy. Now, over to the side, you can see our control panel. Now, this will be your main control panel here to let you control everything from your climate to your generator, lights, slide outs, everything you need is going to be right there. You also have this control. Now, something that's cool about these, I got shown this a long time ago, and I think a lot of people, even sales reps, don't know this, but this actually comes off, and you can, and yes, okay, it exposes your electronics or whatever, but you can still use this. Like, if I wanted to, like here, main ceiling, watch this. Even though it's not, boop, right? So basically, it is a remote. So if you want to take this, I can take this all the way back to the bedroom and have it set next to my bed and still be able to use it, or, you know, sit here at the dinette and be able to operate it if I need to. Not that you need to do that a ton, but one of the things that is really good for is right here, your awnings. I can take it outside and be able to push the button and watch my awning, and that just gives me the ability to make sure that my awning isn't going to hit anything at the campsite. So again, there's definitely some very practical use to that, just kind of a cool little tidbit I wanted to show you because, like I said, I think a lot of people don't realize that that is a thing. All right, the rest of the kitchen here, again, beautiful white cabinetry. Open it up just to kind of give you an idea of space, right? So pretty good space there, cups, bowls, etc. You do get a little bit above the microwave here as well. Not a ton, but a little bit, maybe some cookbooks. This is a convection microwave oven, so you get some options there right down underneath an induction cooktop. You get a 2-burner induction there as well. As you would expect in a Super C, you're gonna get solid surface counters. Now, at first, this just looks like more cabinets, but they did a really good job by putting drawers in here. These are going to be soft close, which is nice. The only thing I have to say that I didn't really care for is that they're not full open, right? Like they're not full extension. They stop short. And I am not sure if that's like a support thing or why they did that, but that's on all the drawers. Like it stops a little bit short. Not a huge deal, but